Alright, good morning. Today we're going to look at two authentic aged models. We're going to look at the 1939 D-18 authentic aged. We're going to look at the 1937 D-28 authentic aged. And the only real comparison there is between the two aged authentics. As far as I know, those are the only two aged authentics you can get right now. Too bad they ought to do the 41 and the 37 D-18 again. That 37 D-18 would shut out every single one of them. Anyway, so we're going to do the two aged authentics, which are, completely different guitars. I mean, the 39 is mahogany, 1 11/16 inch neck, 2 1/8 bridge spacing. The 37 is a D-28, Madagascar rosewood, 1 3/4 inch, 1 5/16. So, does not have a popsicle brace. This one did. And so, you're really just looking at the aged. If you want an aged authentic, do you like the 18 or do you like the 28? That's your comparison. But just for fun, after doing those two guitars, I'm going to throw the 41 authentic in there. The D-28 41 authentic. And that way you'll be able to compare the 37 aged versus the 41 authentic. And I think that's going to get you all of your major dread. I need a 37. That's going to get you most of the major dread authentics for comparison. Okay, so let's get going on this. Well, that's the comparison. Man, they're all good guitars, you know. I think the one that I personally get along the best with is probably this one, the D-28 37 aged. And again, like I talked about when I compared it to the non-VTS version, I'm surprised at how much better the neck is for some reason. God, I've got to study this a lot closer to figure out what's going on there. But this neck feels really comfortable to me. Maybe the shop and the non-VTS has just a little bit of extra swell in there or something. I've really got to go measure that again. And maybe that 10,000ths of an inch or the shoulder or something's going on there. This neck feels pretty comfortable. I wouldn't mind if it was a little thicker, you know, up here and everything. But it's very comfortable to play. The guitar sounds great. I did, you know, now it's foggy today. The humidity is a lot higher. It's a new day. My ears are fresh this morning. It sounds a little bit jangly to me. You know, and I might play with strings. I'd probably, you know, Elixir Nanowebs would probably kill that jangle right away. But there's a fundamental tone to the instrument that I'm hearing. I don't like to let strings dictate the sound of the guitar. If the guitar doesn't sound good with any string, then you know that I'm not that interested in it. I feel like a guitar should sound good with whatever string it's got on it, and it's mainly going to be the feeling of my fingers or the response or something like that. But I do not like guitars that have to have this set of strings. You know, I just don't like that. I like to hear guitars with dead strings on them. You know, if they sound good with old strings, I'm happy because then I don't have to go changing strings every day to make it sound good. So anyway, what I hear here is not the string so much. It is the fundamental brightness, snappiness, poppiness, or something. This is probably the first VTS I've spent some time with. There's a rumor that the 41 D-28 authentic over there has a VTS top. There was a run of test VTS tops, and the serial number may fall in that. I don't know. I had to check it with Martin and see, and I don't really care. It's really, you know, there's the guitar. So, but this is the first positively VTS. No, the 39 too. The 39 doesn't have that sound. The 39 seems really warm. I got no complaints about the sound of the 39 D-18. You know, that to me is a fabulous sound. I better talk to the owner and see what I have that I can trade him for that guitar. No, but you know, I do like the bridge spacing on this. I like the wider spacing. It took me just a second to get used to it again, but then it's just so much more forgiving, and I'm able to swing my hand a little bit more. There's more room in here between the fingers, and I really do get along better with that little extra spacing. So overall, they're all great guitars. Overall, this one here takes the cake for me. And I know if I was standing up playing, like if I was playing in a band and I had to stand up and play, I know I like the wider spacing because it's really, you know, more forgiving for your fingers everywhere. So, man, this is a great guitar. They're all great guitars. I really honestly feel like Martin's is in a golden era of guitars now. The authentics and the aged authentics are what they ought to be. There's nothing that I do to modify the authentics except it's maybe fix the whole bridge deal, because like I've talked about in the other video, the bridge is not a true vintage bridge. The saddle won't slide back and forth on here. It's really a drop-in deep saddle. That's the one thing I changed. That's it, you know. The rest of it's all historically accurate. On the 39 and the 41, they both came with popsicle braces. The owner wanted his taken out, and I took mine out too. So, you know, I did take the popsicle brace out, but it wouldn't bother me a bit if you left it in there, you know. That's not a basic design problem, like having the bridge in the wrong location or having tall back braces or having heavy tuners or anything like that. Popsicle braces, you know, you could live with that. So, but I really do feel like the authentics, and especially the aged ones, are Martin's. They're as good as anything Martin's ever put out, in my humble opinion. I like this guitar a lot. So, see you later.